Jolly is one of the most popular FNAF fan game franchises I've ever seen. And before making this video, I've never played a single Jolly title. The only exposure I had to the series was watching Markiplier play the third game. So starting my journey through the Jolliverse, I was really excited. Little did I know the horrors that awaited me. So, like, I don't get it. I fucking hate this game. Before we approach the first Jolly game, I just need to put you in the mindset of the era in which it was released. This was the golden age of FNAF fan games. So many new and interesting interpretations of the sit and survive against creature genre. And titans of that era still stand out today, and Jolly is one of them. So, what were my impressions of the first game? You play as Michael Schmidt. No, I'm not joking, that is your name, and before you comment, it's pronounced Mikhail.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
This is clearly trying to play off the name Michael Schmidt, but not wanting to call your character Michael Schmidt, Ivan G decided to name you Michael Schmidt, meaning we're most likely playing as Michael Afton, I think. Your task is to look after the burger joint Jolly's Fantasy World. They created their own Funtime-esque animatronics to compete with Circus Baby's Pizza World. So working our first shift, we are introduced to a lot of mechanics. The office is pretty basic, taking subtle inspiration from the FNAF 3 office. On the left side, we have our cameras, which we'll be talking about later, and a light to look out our window. On the right side, we have a generator panel and the door to stop anyone from getting in. While accessing the generator panel, we can add more power to the building so we don't get jollied as fast. Now that we're familiar with the office, we can check out these cameras, and here we'll see something that made Jolly stand out a bit from the crowd. There's 2 floors. All the animatronics are on the second while we're on the first, meaning we can stop them from getting to our office by using the elevator. On the second floor, there's also 2 vent covers to stop any unwanted guests on the first floor, and an animatronic you need to hold down by wires. Now, I know I probably went over that as gracefully as a snake on fabric, but this is seriously how everything is introduced in the game, and I'm completely fine with that. Seeing all of this made me super excited for later nights.
Hey, I'm having fun so far. I kind of like these mechanics.
5 fairly interesting mechanics with a unique power management system is just perfect for me. However, notice how I didn't go through every animatronics mechanic with a goofy little stinger like I usually do. It's because half of this doesn't matter. What I think happened here, and don't take this as gospel on the Jolly development lore, is Ivan G being only 13? 13 was the start of my major depression. This guy got a way better hand than me. Ivan G being only 13 and developing his first FNAF type game at the time, I don't think it's a stretch to assume balancing all 5 mechanics with the power system was just way too difficult for him. And not wanting to underdeliver, he just made them useless. But that's just a theory. Again! After a facade of every mechanic being important, the game dies down significantly. Even though each animatronic enters your office differently, they are all stopped by the door. If it wasn't for the Medallionette, this game would have been a ridiculously easy challenge to complete. Wow. Which is okay. Not every FNAF fan game needs to be a freak show of difficulty. It makes the experience here incredibly solid. I can't recall a single time a bug occurred, which is pretty damn impressive considering its age. My door was closed. How the hell did you get in? But the gameplay is extremely dull, I'm going to be honest. So, Jolly 1 was pretty okay. Solid graphics, atmosphere, and performance. Just kind of boring. But that's okay, again, because we've got the lore to figure out. And, yeah, I'm honestly not sure if there's anything here. Like in the mini games, you just kind of walk around till this guy charges you, and, that's it. Oh. There's also this red Jolly that appears like Golden Freddy in the first FNAF game, which is pretty cool, but other than that, that's it. Hopefully we can learn more and Jolly 2's development was incredibly short, being only 2 months long, and it fucking shows. Oh my god, what the hell went wrong here? sorry. Jolly 2 takes place in 1985. So after the bite of 83, but before FNAF 2. And you're on guard watching over Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, George, and Jolly, being shipped overseas on a cargo ship. The world's smallest cargo ship. The only way you defend yourself against the animatronics is with 2 control shock buttons by each door. Once a shock is activated, it takes a long ass time to reactivate. Even on night 1, I could see how this mechanic could become an issue in the future. And believe me, it definitely does. Behind us are pipes that burst frequently. When a pipe is burst, the shock button in the cameras is unavailable. With there only being 3 main mechanics, it's astonishing how little they work together. First, let's start off with the shock buttons on each door. Once an animatronic disappears from cam 07 or 09, it means they're in your doorway and you have to shock them. Something to note while playing is each animatronic can't be on the same camera at the same time, causing them to move towards you like a conveyor belt. Because of this, there's the camera shock button, which slows down whoever you use it on. Great! Problem! The button takes a long time to recharge. So if you've got a door on cooldown and the shock button on cooldown, you're fucked. There's no amount of strategy that can save you from this unfair RNG. If you're fucked, you're fucked. It is what it is. As for the Steam mechanic, it's fine. The only issue I have with it are the poor hitboxes for clicking it. And listen, I can get past the unfair RNG. It's really not uncommon for FNAF fan games and baseline FNAF games to have them. The issues arise with RNG when you throw bugs into the mix. George will always take priority of cam 07, even if there's someone already there, causing him to kill you without warning.
Yep, okay, that's what I wanted to do.
Fuck this game. George! Bonnie will move unbelievably fast that you won't have time to shock him due to the recharge. Add both of these assholes together and you're fucked on both sides. Not fun. So, the night gameplay is horrible. You're kidding me. Luckily for us, that's not the only thing in this game. Yay! After every night, there's a Foxy minigame, mimicking the plush trap minigame from FNAF 4. This minigame is bad. You have 1 minute to repel Foxy from 2 doorways. If you're too slow, you die. But you have to sit on the bed and sleep. I didn't beat this a single time. Skill issue? Sure. Bad gameplay? Yeah. After every night, there's also an arcade minigame. You walk to the top right of the map and it ends. Every minigame. It's a complete waste of time. I don't see the point of it being here. There's also a secret minigame that crashes every time it attempts to load. Please don't crash. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, look. I really wanted to like this game. I swear, I haven't even nitpicked issues yet. Like the camera loading taking way too long, you can't access pipes while the shock animation is playing, the pipes being too close to the return tab, there's only 2 phone calls, and I can go on. Once I finally made my way to night 6, the game really wanted me to experience the death minigame, causing my game to hard crash after every bullshit death, which tested my patience more than my skill. What? Dude, how is this fucking possible?
I don't want to bother.
However, I am a master FNAF hacker, so I hacked my way to victory. Hooray! Rating the custom night challenge names, I got a wave of secondhand embarrassment and I decided to end my Jolly 2 session.
The P word? Calling me a pussy?
Boys get drunk? What the hell are these names? What? Without me being able to achieve a single ending legit due to bugs, this game seriously rivals the Return to Freddy's series in quality. It is not great. Except for that menu music. God damn, I was busting a move every time I heard that robot music turn on after every crash. Fuck yeah! We do learn a little in terms of story in the Jolly universe through this game. Obviously, in the end night minigames, we're experiencing, I want to say, the first 5 series of murders committed by William Afton, making these guys the withered animatronics. Also, Jolly and George are in the same building, even though they're rival brands, I thought. Anyway, You might have also noticed this isn't the same Jolly we go up against in the first game. This Jolly is Classic Jolly. However, it's important to note Classic Jolly is different from Secret Red Jolly in Jolly 1. Other than that, there's a girl that got murdered hugging Classic Jolly, so I guess she haunts that suit now and will be important later. And with that being said, I think it's about time we get past this game and go on to I'm gonna let you finish in a second, me. This video is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean, sugar-free energy drink fit for all your necessary activities. Whether that be training, gaming, or needing a boost in the morning, Dubby will fill that need with no crash or jitters. Using code LeGecko at checkout will give you a 10% discount on your American-made items. Get your hands on some Galaxy Grenade, Dragonade, or Dub Sludge Dubby Tubs. And if that's not your style, grab some Dubby drinks in a can. But be fast, they're selling out quick. And don't forget to use code LeGecko for 10% off. Thank you, Dubby, for sponsoring this video. We woke him up. That was pretty cool. That's a cool intro. I really like that. Jolly 3. Fucking Jolly 3. I really, and I mean really, enjoyed my time with Jolly 3. Jolly 3 is set at the same time as Jolly 1. You're breaking into, I think, an abandoned Jolly's robotic factory of some kind. Your boots on the ground, and you've got a hacker buddy guiding you. And as cliche as this might sound, I do not care. I like it a lot. While breaking and entering this facility, you decide to squat in this office for 6 hours. If you turn your brain off and don't think about this continuity of the game, it's fine, but I'm gonna poke at it a bit. You're here to steal stuff and expose what happened in 1985, and knowing that there are active animatronics trying to kill you in the facility, you'd probably want to, get in and out as fast as possible, right? So why are we sitting here for 5 days doing nothing in this office? I'm sure this will be explained in Chapter 2, maybe, but for now, it's just a little goofy to me. Starting your first night, your buddy helps you understand the mechanics to defend yourself. First, we've got the most important thing here, the steam lever, the only way to deter Jolly and the gang. When an animatronic is in your office, blow steam on them to get them to leave. You're in my office. Wait. It's just Return to Freddy's 4, dude. It's just, my vape's done charging. Next, we have our cameras, which are very important this time around. Each camera has a fan on it. If one fan goes down, your vision will fade and you will die if you hit your steam lever. So you've got to take mental notes on which fans are starting to fail. There's also your maintenance menu. This is where you refill and repair your gas. Repairing your gas before it fails will stop it from actually failing, so I ended up creating a strategy very early on where I just sit here and repair the gas. Which might sound bad, but it actually makes FNAF fan games more fun when you learn a strategy early on and get to tweak it to better your odds in harder nights, so Jolly 3 kicked it off to a great start. After you beat the first night, you're able to linearly explore the factory by entering the west wing of the facility. Entering this room, we need to look for a hackable safe, and trying to access it wakes up Tweety in the room. Forcing us to remotely hack the defense system because Phone Buddy can't do it himself. Spoiler, but after every night we will go through a similar experience, and I think it's great. As much as I do enjoy the FNAF formula, some games, especially early on, do get very monotonous after a while. Breaking each gameplay loop with a world-building minigame like this definitely needs to be implemented in FNAF fan games more often. Night 1's minigame is fairly easy. Just point the arrows to the exit. 20 times. I think that's a little too many hack node things to do, but it's easy, so I guess it's fine. Stare at Tweety to move her back from her position and flash her non-frequently. Non-frequently. Wait, how do I get rid of her? After we deactivate the security, we open the safe, and it's a book. Finishing this section of the night, we're introduced to a retro-style minigame. After getting a tour of the place, you're tasked with organizing costumes. So I went to the room he said was meant for costumes and got verbally abused. What? Aren't you teaching me how to... Why are you in here, Eric? You know you shouldn't be. You told me this was the costume changing room.
You may think you're smart or sneaky, but in this place, no one is going to find out about this room.
You told me it was the costume room, dude. Chill out.
Do you understand me?
Yes, sir. Okay, I need you to go back to your costume room. Grab... Oh, I'm not sure what that was about. Also, I noticed something. Retcon Mr. Afton says Jolly and George were unused mascots, which is a lie because they're being used in this Jolly 2 cutscene, which doesn't make sense because, again, they're supposed to be competitors to Circus Baby's Pizza World. So why are they with Freddy in the gang to begin with? Who knows? Night 2 is some more of what we were dealing with, except this time there's phantom animatronics, or metal animatronics, which is a strange adjective for these guys since they're omnipresent and aren't actually metal. But that would be a silly thing to get upset about. These guys definitely throw a wrench in things in terms of gameplay, but we only get introduced to Bonnie on this night, who you will never see because flashing the lights he appears from is worthless. So with Night 2 being a breeze, we get to choose to visit between Test Chamber 2 or the assembly line, which I think this was a bug because of this phone call.
Hey, remember those cassette tapes you found yesterday?
No. But it's fine. We enter the room and we get to listen to, I think, the girl who died in Jolly 2.
Or? Oh, that was easy.
Does everything have to end?
And she talks for 2 minutes straight.
Isn't forever existing? Doesn't it exist? You
What?
don't know how. What happened?
Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Understand.
I don't remember anything she talks about. The minigame this time around has Eric bringing his daughter to work and then leaving her in the car, telling her not to go inside. Mysterious. Ooh. Night 3, we get tapes that we totally got from last night, not papers. We got tapes, not papers, guys. Remember that. Listening to the tapes is just the manager of the Freddy's restaurant we play in, the mini games, not being aware of what blood is.
Kid got spaghetti all over the place, or something? I don't know.
Spaghetti. Cool. This night, we're introduced to my least favorite phantom metal animatronic, Chica. Oh, shit, Chica. I forgot. Oh, God. Wow, you show up a lot, dude. She appears on your cameras similar to Balloon Boy in FNAF 3, except you have to flip your camera down to prevent her from attacking instead of switching cameras, making enemies attack much quicker. But with my sit on the maintenance panel strategy, I only ever saw her while repairing fans, which is probably the worst time to see her, so F tier animatronic, I don't like her. Finishing this night, we get to enter the final test chamber room. Last room. Oh. Yeah, so we get ambushed by the puppet-looking thing and get to sit through more monologue.
Goodness, how unusual to receive with that past. Didn't even get it, never.
Thanks, game. We need to crawl our way backwards from this crushing machine we've been trapped on, using the up and down arrow keys. Arrow keys. I used W and S for the first time and died, because who the hell uses arrow keys, dude? After spamming up and down for like 3 minutes straight, your phone buddy shuts down the machine. Continuing this gameplay loop of FNAF minigame, we switch perspectives and play as Eric's daughter, who defies her father's commands and gets ambushed by Purple Guy.
William, you need to stop this. You're going to get in trouble for this.
Ha 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 ha. You think I'll ever stop? I'm already dead inside, so why not share that with the outside world? Please don't hurt me, Freddy. I want to sing and dance with you. What is happening? Guys, if you're watching this video and you plan on making a FNAF fan game, please never give Purple Guy edgy dialogue that's more than a few sentences. It never works out well. Trust me. Night 4 turns up the heat quite a bit. Fans deteriorate quicker, all 8 animatronics are active, and everyone is much faster, causing my first actual death. Managing the fans and being overall faster led to a swift victory, so still not too bad. It's actually really fun. After finishing the night, we get to go to Test Chamber 2, where we get another fun minigame like Test Chamber 1. This time, you've got George attacking you. Or Maxie. They're color swap models, and it's a dark room, so I actually don't know. Instead of flashing and waiting for him to leave, you just stare. The task to get into the safe is typing out an actual virus to turn off the system protection. This game took way too long to finish. Even being a self-proclaimed good typer, it still took me 15 minutes. After taking my typing class, we get the tapes we've been listening to since night 2. I mean, the papers. The papers we've been listening to. No, our retro game this time around has stealth mechanics, and we're on a cargo ship?
Oh?
This is either indicating Eric is the one we play as in Jolly 2, or he was just sitting there on the boat for 5 nights with us, hiding somewhere. Night 5 is pretty damn tough, but I kicked ass. Didn't die a single time this night, but I can see how this could easily be the Achilles heel of someone's completion of this game. Too bad for Ivan G, he made a competent game with very little RNG, so instead of being angry, I was having a great time.
Oh, I don't know if anyone moved or not.
Just Freddy.
Just a giggle box that is Freddy. Go
After beating this night,
Well, I think we might just win. Of course, we're gonna stay on our toes. 0-2. Get aft 0-2. Thanks, Freddy, you dick.
we get a bomb drop that probably went crazy when this game was first released. Also, oh man, these extras are sick. There is this just incredible vibe to them I cannot describe, and I love them so much. It's great. And that was Jolly 3, Chapter 1. Very good addition to the Jollies franchise. After playing this, I can very comfortably say why the hype train around Jollies grew so exponentially. If I had to change anything in this game, it'd probably be to revise the dialogue and add more survival mini-games in between each night. Other than the gameplay, what did Jollies 3 Chapter 1 bring to the table? Lord. And yeah, I don't really know. I think the whole thing with us following Eric and his experience to Freddy's is that this is who we've played as in Jolly 2 and in this game. Other than that, the game explains things we already knew. Now that we've conquered this game, twice the size of Jolly 1 and 2, we've got to take out its big brother. Jolly 3 Chapter 2. I am so unbelievably mixed about my feelings on this game. It is a long, and I mean long, entry into the series. The way I've written my script for this video is play the game, write down my thoughts, write the script, revise. Jolly 3 Chapter 2 forced me to wait a day to collect my thoughts because of how divided I was feeling after playing it. Before I spoil anything in the intro, let me just get into it. If you couldn't tell by the title of this game, it's a direct continuation of Jolly 3. Same characters, same location, kind of, just different mechanics. And even though everything is just a new level for Jolly 3, it feels like an entirely different game. It kicks off with you getting berated by your boss for doing a bad job in finding anything sketchy or interesting about the company.
We continue to waste our resources on finding invaluable items. I'm afraid we'll have to terminate you. You have been assigned with a whole new task because you did horrible with your last one.
Dick.
And, well, asshole, I'm trying to steal an animatronic for you, which, coincidentally, is right over here. After walking there, which, yes, there's a point-and-click free roam, don't get comfortable with it, you never see it often, you beat the game!
Invalid keycard. Please return to your quarters, intern.
Wait. Intern?
Intern?
Oh. So after hearing this, it's clear what you have to do. Restart the game, because your cursor disappeared and you got stuck.
Where's my mouse? God damn it, what is going on? What the fuck? Okay, hold on.
Then it's double clear that you have to spend another 5 nights in the abandoned Jolly factory. Night 1 gives you a brief on what your intern job is supposed to be. Your task is defending yourself against violent animatronics. Wait, what?
We've placed 2 deadly robots in this facility to prepare you for the real thing.
And your job is simple: to survive.
Now, you could say, what a dumb plot hole. Why are they knowingly making deadly animatronics? But then, at the same time, why are they knowingly making deadly animatronics? This pre-recorded message opens the series lore so much and made me way more interested in it. Knowing this, you get a basic rundown of how things work around the office. You've got your cameras, right. This game introduces a camera system that I've never seen before. You've got 4 large squares sectioning off the cameras. Each square contains 3 individual cameras. When clicking off a square and re-entering it, the camera you were previously on is the one you're entering. This system, although a bit difficult to get used to, is insanely intuitive, making traversing and locating animatronics very fast and simple. On the other hand, it can also do the exact opposite. When an animatronic leaves a camera that separates each square, finding them is very clunky and not great to use. I honestly think separating the map into 2 rectangles would have been a much better solution to this, but it would make this game way easier, which honestly wouldn't be a bad thing, as you'll soon find out.
Dude, everything fucking broke. What am I supposed to do there?
Turning behind you, you've got a maintenance panel full of a bunch of fun stuff. Opening the maintenance panel, you get 3 tabs: radar, jammer, and maintenance. The radar tab is pretty self-explanatory. It activates a radar that tracks animatronics for a short period of time. The cooldown on this, however, is very long, making it a necessity only if it's direly needed. The jammer is what stops the animatronics from actually killing you. Upon using it when an animatronic is in your doorway, the jammer is immediately ready if needed. However, when you use it at the wrong time, it will take several seconds to operate again. Finally, the maintenance tab, where you guessed it, need to repair these when they go down. Camera malfunction in the cameras turns the cameras off. Ventilation causes your screen to fade in and out. While this is occurring, I think it convinces animatronics to attack if nearby. And finally, the AC malfunction makes the animatronics move faster the higher the temps get. Thankfully, night 1 is just an introduction night, so the animatronics don't actually attack. This allows you to digest the absolute slop I just spouted down your throats. I was expecting us to explore the facility after every night, because, you know, all of this, but we instead go back to our house and download data, and it's boring. And the sound it makes is annoying, and you just sit here and listen to crickets. Oh my god, the crickets! Oh, also the rusty animatronics, because look at all that rust. The way you quell these demons is the exact opposite of what you do in FNAF 4. Instead of closing the door when you hear breathing, you flash your light. Turning this out of my brain was a pain in the ass, and every time I'd flash my light hearing breathing, I'd flinch expecting a jump scare. Other than that mental hurdle, it's very, very easy to complete. My issue is it's fucking long. You just sit here and wait for this bar to go left to right 10 times. And human error might kill you, making you have to redo it all over again. Dude, your breathing was so late. Your breathing was so late, man. That's such bullshit. Damn it, man. I hate this part of the game. Like, this part of the game sucks so bad. You do this at the end of every night with increasing difficulty. Seriously not a fan of this thing. After that mind-numbing minigame, you get a piece of audio.
Okay, I just started working here, and I'm already seeing things that other people aren't seeing. One time, I was just looking through the cameras, and each time I saw an animatronic, something just appears in front of me.
Oh, God.
Looking back, or looking at a camera that didn't have anything in it, seemed to make it go away. For a little while, at least.
Please tell me we're not doing that again.
Why am I even doing this?
Yep, we're getting phantoms. Oh my god. Phantoms in FNAF type games are a complete cop-out to me. They're a vessel to create artificial difficulty, making a minute task like flipping through cameras difficult, and it's about the same here. Night 2 introduces us to Phantom Maxi and Phantom Tweety, along with the actual animatronics attacking. Phantom Maxi operates the way I hate the most, blocking your view of a camera and staring at them too long, resulting in a jump scare. However, Phantom Maxi is by far the most punishing phantom I've ever encountered in any game. Much like the Phantom Puppet in FNAF 3, staring at it for too long causes him to stare back. for a really, really long time.
Yeah, we're doing this again. Why is my screen still glitching out, dude? What the hell? Are you... That is... Dude, that is fucking punishing.
The puppet in FNAF 3 was fine because she only appeared in one camera. Maxie can appear everywhere, and flipping through the cameras when losing someone is difficult enough with the new camera system. Adding Maxie makes it a nightmare sometimes. Phantom Tweety slowly builds herself the longer you stare at the actual animatronics. What a stupid, unfair mechanic, where staring at the animatronics is the whole point of this game. So I never understood how to actually get rid of her or make her appear while playing. She just added unneeded stress while playing, and that's all she's really good for. Now that I've yapped about phantoms for like 5 minutes straight, I guess I should talk about the actual Night Enders since they attack now. Jolly and George. Although very similar, they act differently in subtle ways, making them both feel very different to counter. Starting off with George. He attacks from the right side of the building. This side of the building has less areas for George to enter, making him appear more aggressive than Jolly. When George does attack, however, his eyes can be seen through the doorway, nullifying the risk of using the jammer. Jolly attacks on the left side of the building. Staring at him will stop him from moving, but traveling multiple paths makes it much harder to keep track of him sometimes. And, I think that's everything to this game. And sorry for just absolutely spilling my guts out on what the animatronics and mechanics are. But this game expects you to navigate your way through Night 2 knowing none of what I just told you. Night 2 took me about an hour to beat. Night 2! Almost as long as some all max modes take for me to complete.
Jolly's just gone?
Yell skill issue in the comments. I do not care. This is such a ridiculous skill curve, it's annoying. If I wasn't trying to make a video about this franchise, I'd be seriously turned off from this game from the get-go. Especially because I have to deal with this goddamn After Night minigame as my reward for conquering this. Which is just a little bit mentally degrading. The bit of audio we get at the end of this is someone testing the animatronics' behaviors, teaching us that staring at Jolly slows him down.
And we've noticed that it stops moving when it's monitored by our security cameras, documenting results.
Which, again, would have been really helpful to know last night. Night 3 is more of the same. Reach 5 a.m. and die. Perfect gameplay loop. Great.
Don't even search, dude. Just pull.
What? There's no phone calls or anything anymore these nights, so there really isn't much to talk about this time around, other than that this game is getting really, really hard. The night minigame is the same again, just harder, and this is where my opinions on Jolly 3 Chapter 2 really begin to split. It is just rinse and repeat gameplay. There's nothing introduced during the nights, nothing introduced after the nights. Just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I feel like the game dumped its mag far too early. It gets so unbelievably monotonous. If there was even a slight attempt at pacing the player, it really wouldn't feel this way. I'm just gonna skip talking about Night 4. Only thing interesting is the building blew up in the tape or something.
2. What the hell?
Oh god, Night 5. The difficulty curve here is just insane.
Damn, they're fast. Okay.
Jolly and George move at lightning quick speeds. There is always an issue in the maintenance panel, and there is never enough time to wrap your brain around what you need to be actually doing. Dude, what? In order to beat this night, sometimes when Jolly is attacking, you just need to infer that he's at your door.
I just gotta pull the trigger.
Foosh. Skadoosh. Dead. No checking the cameras, no waiting for the radar scan, just an immediate jammer hit. And sometimes that doesn't even
Why
work.
are you still going?
Oh my god, I hate this game.
And I didn't get him. I didn't get Jolly. And now he's gonna attack me. I'm gonna die. Because I fucking panicked.
God damn it. Ah. It's just an unbelievable challenge. Oh my god. That gives me another hour and a half of footage to scrub through. Oh my god.
Congratulations, son. You
Oh my god.
have completed a 5-day test. As a reward for your hard work, you get to work here, full time. I now grant you access to the facility fully. You can now also access the fancy bathroom down there. How cool is that, eh?
That's so neat.
Upon beating night 5, our oxygen is malfunctioning. Instead of pressing a button, we need to manually reboot it by going to the oxygen control room in the top right of the facility, meaning we have to deal with George. All you have to do is sit here and hold your breath till you stop hearing George's breathing and walk on through. Easy. Entering the control room, it looks almost exactly like the one from Jollies 1, which is a nice little head nod to where this all started. Immediately, my brain jumped to the Jollies 1 gear, and I shouldn't have done that because I ate 1/5 of my power, and this is just the usual end of night minigame with a new coat of paint. God damn it! Close your door when footsteps, open door when footsteps, change panel, repeat. Fuck me, dude. After you're done with that, you head to the animatronic we first located at the start of the game, where we're greeted by...
Are you ready?
No, I'm so ready, man.
Bing Snarp Springtrap? No way! This reveal totally wasn't ruined for me with the Jolly 4 trailer. With that, the game cuts to black, and it's revealed that we got the bad ending. No point in getting the good ending because it's not canon, right? So on to the next game. The good ending is completely separate from the base game, so I'll go on about that a little bit later. Yep, a little bit.
I'll go on about that a little bit later.
Jollies 3 Chapter 2 is so good and bad. The atmosphere is awesome. The visuals and sound are great, and the gameplay, for the most part, oh my god, is innovative and fresh. Its pacing issue is just such a pain in the ass to work with, making it needlessly harder to play than it should be. The non-stop monotony of doing the tasks in the end of night minigames are also completely unneeded. And without getting into the good ending side of Jolly, it's completely down the middle for me. The good doesn't outweigh the bad, and the bad doesn't necessarily outweigh the good either. It's perfectly balanced right in the middle for me. So with that being said, let's get into the good ending. The good ending is obtained through the phone on the right side of the screen on the menu. Clicking on it, we get, well, our phone. Only issue is we don't have internet. Sad. I'm not going to waste time here. We have to solve 4 puzzles using these 10 apps. Entering download and clicking on the corrupted files will give us a hint on how to access them through the error code. The first one is binary. Translating it gives us a calculation to put in the calculator app. After you input the numbers, the product isn't important. Go back to the downloads and we're able to play the decrypted minigame. Collect all the balloons and boom, onto the next file. Next file hint is the hex code for purple. Spooky! I wonder why that is! Type that into the phone dial and then boom, next minigame. This game is probably my favorite of the bunch. The next one I really dislike. The hint was shift to 3. I could not for the life of me understand what this meant. It somehow translates to clicking on the date of a divorce paper involving Eric and his wife. If someone can comment what shift to 3 means, I'd be very grateful, thank you. While looking for shift to 3, I found that you can look through your history. Most of these websites are only filled with outdated memes and references.
Internet personality regrets coming to a... Wow. Okay. You're a VTuber, do not go to this bridge. Wow.
But we get to some interesting lore bits. This website, Unsolved Mysteries, talks about some new things revealed to the story. I would talk about what I discovered here, but there's so much lore dumping and loose end tying that I can't talk about it without ruining the flow of the video, so I'll talk about it later. After shifting to 3, come on, we get the final and probably most important minigame. We play as Eric's daughter. With your help collecting the balloons, she reconnects Eric and Tony, his wife. And we get this nice ending cutscene parroting the drowned ending from FNAF World.
What the hell is that?
After that, we get our last star of the game. Unless you want to max mode these 3 nights, which no, I am not doing. I said I'm not doing. The good ending, although not canon, gives us a clear timeline of events in the Jollies universe. And I mean a literal timeline. There are actual dates here. Because of this, I think I got a pretty clear picture as to what is going on in the Jollies universe. Eric got a new job at Freddy's. Hooray! Good job, Eric. The next day, however, Eric's wife, Tony, divorces him. Aw, shucks, Eric. Because of this, Eric brings his daughter to his job. Probably to either get away from the stress or break the news to her in a light-hearted environment. Unfortunately, however, William Afton is William Aftoning and kills the first 5 victims in the story. After this, Eric goes and sails the 7 seas with the gang on the cargo ship. I think he possibly stole Antoinette, which is Metal on Net. They just renamed it to not sound stupid. A little bit of time passes, and in a blind rage, Tony starts destroying the items Eric took from the cruise, causing a massive statewide power outage. Following this, it's unclear when or why, but Eric accidentally ends up himself in the classic Jolly suit. As far as I know, without going deeper into the lore, this is the surface level story Jolly 3 is trying to tell. Just a reminder that this is also the non-canon ending. These 3 souls are not set free and will probably be a threat in Jolly 4. All in all, Jolly 3 Chapter 2 is so much of a mixed bag for me to genuinely enjoy it. Luckily enough though, this isn't where the Jolly trail ends. Or unlucky for past me. I was getting a little sick of Jollies at this point. Oh my god! That doesn't matter because you don't care, and right now I don't care. Let's get into Jollibees is a very, very polished, classic type FNAF fan game, where it feels like the building was made first and wasn't built around the player. You're actually using random BS to survive, and I really like that a lot. Before we get into night 1, we need to take a second and appreciate the menu screen. It's seriously the best menu I've seen from a FNAF fan game. Like, oh, dude, like watching my food in the microwave, dude. Entering night 1, we're immediately greeted by a very well done cutscene. And look, it's the first Jolly's location. Also, my mic got obliterated before this, so you get my headset mic during gameplay. I am so sorry.
Did I just do new game? I was just clicking. Oh my god, I wasn't even recording. Oh man.
I honestly think that this cutscene is here to tie off the final loose ends of the Jolly universe and enter us into this new era with a new villain. But I have to remind everyone, this is most likely non-canon now, as after a legal discourse, these games were removed. Night 1 introduces us to the basics with brand new Jollyverse characters Yum, Twirly, and Hetty. Here, right, Hetty is shown through a giant window. Flash your light at her and she recedes from her attack positions. Yum will attack through the vent. You can halt him immediately by closing the vent door on the cameras. However, this door can't be closed forever or else you will suffocate, which I'm not an airflow expert, but closing this vent shouldn't suffocate you. And when you close 2 vents, you almost die immediately.
Okay, yep. Wow! Dude, what? I shut 2 vents!
I can suspend my disbelief for these games, but come on, man, seriously? If you're unable to close the vent door in time, Yum will enter the vent to your left. Doing a quick flash of your light in the vent will repair Yum back to his stage. Twirly will show up in front of your door's window. Turning off the power turns her away. Sometimes.
Wait, I died?
Phone call this time around comes through the monitor, and you can actually drag the little window around. I love this. He explains all of this just with random in-game universe lore tidbits to make it sound believable. Like, the building just has poor ventilation. That's why you can't breathe when a room 50 feet away lacks air. It's just poor ventilation. There's a giant vent blasting air right next to you. What do you mean? Overall, great night. Love the mechanics and atmosphere so far. After this night, we need to replace the fuses in Yum's room. To fix these fuses, you need to turn around and... you need to turn around by pressing S. And unscrew the fuses by clicking and holding. Yum will periodically attack you while you do this. You can hear him move through a pretty telling sound effect. Shining your light at him makes him go back to his stage. Once you're done replacing all the fuses, it's a job well done. Night 2, we get introduced to Popo. He works about the same way that Yum does, where you have to close a vent on him. However, if it fails and he gets to your office, you're supposed to just leave him there. Flashing him will kill you instantly. This makes camera utilization very important to make sure you know where Yum and Popo are at all times, and who is actually staring at you through the vent. Other than a slight difficulty boost in Yum and Twirly, this night is a breeze. Phone calls this night's not too interesting, other than we need to fix the plumbing in Twirly's room. Fixing these pipes is similar to the last minigame, however, repelling Twirly is different. Hiding underneath the table will make her do this pretty neat animation before heading back to her stage. Night 3 gives us our final antagonist of the game, Jolly. He works the exact same way as Twirly, that's it. But now that we have every animatronic and mechanic introduced to us, this is the first... Wait, Wait, what's that? No, don't tell me. No, it can't be.
Oh no! I might be dead.
More artificial difficulty. Come on, not again. No! Instead of phantom animatronics being up my ass this game, it's a stupid virus. Instead of ruining your day with a jump scare and breaking something you need to repair, you just die. If you see this warning on your screen, you have to cycle through your cameras till you can find the Space Invaders crab. If you don't, your vents will outclose and you will die almost immediately. It's not bad this night, but later on, it is such a shitty and anticlimactic way to die. There's also ads, but they don't really serve a purpose in discussion right now. So, there's ads. Cool. The end of night minigame has us repairing a monkey bar set in Popo's playroom. Again, it's very similar to the other two minigames. The only difference is you prevent Popo's attacks by moving a janitor cart in front of him, which is goofy. I like that. With that being done, night 4, here we go. This night, things definitely ramp up a little bit. With there being no new characters to introduce, this night is here to train us for the 2 final challenges. The end of night minigame is pretty damn cool. We need to sweep the floors of Jolly's room, and let me tell you, we've got some expert level sweeping here. God damn. Hey, where'd Jolly go? Oh yeah, no, fuck that. This minigame is way different from the other ones in the best way possible. Jolly makes no noise approaching you. Sometimes you look up and he's not there. Other times, there's just a giant red bee stalking you. Not only that, but it keeps its time fairly short. Once you reach the Soch stage, the night is over. Great minigame. Night 5. Night fucking 5. This is the difficulty spike I expected back at night 2. Animatronics are aggressive, the virus is constant.
What? What? There was no... I really don't like these 2 fucking systems. God damn it. Are you fucking serious?
And the ads, oh my god, the ads really do slow you down in such an artificially annoying way. Annoying. They got me saying annoying wrong. They are awful. The only times I died this night was from twirly bugging.
What?
Or the virus being complete bullshit. However, this is a Jolly game, so this is the final night, meaning our last post-night task is to climb into this goofy-looking bitch and die by her.
Oh. Hi. Yeah, let me just open that door past you, Jolly. It's the ugliest looking thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna get crushed. Whoa! Whoa!
You don't.
It's over. We got him.
Very well. Now on to phase 2.
What? I was meant to die? No! There's 4 endings? Oh, no, man. Oh!
And that's the end of Jollibees. On the surface. There is much, much more to do after this. Night 6 is so fucking awesome. Nah, I need a break. Looking into the extras, we get the animatronics and... I've really been refraining from dogging on the animatronics in this game. In certain lighting, they do look great, but, dude, they look so dumb. I think the issue here is the arms are so stubby and their heads, they're fucking heads, dude. Apparently, Hetty goes through the vents after she escapes her stage, which is hilarious because they just shrunk her entire model down so she'll fit inside the vents. Anyway. Night 6 is a terrible time. We play as a different security guard this night as the other is, well, this night really shows the flaws in Jollibee's design when the heat is cranked up to 11. Sometimes there's legitimately no way to maneuver around all the attacks at the same time. And even if there was, the game fucks you anyway.
I love this game.
After completing night 6, you get an extra star. I was expecting an ending considering there's 4 of them, but nope. The way you get the other endings, except one of them, requires you to play through the entire game again. So I didn't bother trying to get to those. These other 3 endings don't really add anything to the story. One, you get a pink slip. The other, you watch a Jollibees ad. And the last one is getting confirmation that something is wrong with Hetty before you know. So that's Jollibees. And for a soft reboot of the series, I really like the direction Ivan G went. I'm not really the biggest fan of the new side characters to Jolly, but I'm not exactly missing characters like Maxie or Tweety, so it is what it is. As for Jollibees Phase 2, I am very excited to check it out, just because I like the mystery around the death ending. So, did Jollibees Phase 2 live up to the hype? Well, I really wanted to like Jollibees Phase 2. Jollibees was such a good layup. It's crazy how this is what like a camera would. Hi, future me talking. Turns out while I was editing, I never actually finished the script for Jollibees Phase 2. And while rereading the script, I didn't like what I wrote anyways, so we're doing it over. From what I played, Jollibees Phase 2 is a completely flawed game. There's a lot of puzzle pieces of mechanics that just don't flow for me. And I feel like it could have been done a lot better or just entirely different. But before we get into all of that, let's just start the first night. Beginning the game, we get a phone call from Michael. He's just your introduction guide to what we're looking at. This menu allows you to upgrade your tech you're going to be using throughout the night with the money you make from your jobs. Yes, you can actually spend your money from working, finally. But we're unable to upgrade anything yet since we're still in the tutorial, so on to the night. Night 1 is a breezy night, just so we can learn what the hell is going on. Starting left to right from the office, we get this, I want to say camera monitor, but this is more of a multi-purpose monitor. Your MPM, trademark, has a whole assortment of ways to hold back the incoming animatronics. Or, for this night, a very passive popo. The motion detector constantly tracks movement throughout the warehouse. The only downside to this is you don't actually know who is moving. Next is your cameras. These are honestly the most unreliable thing in your arsenal just because you don't really know where they are in the warehouse. You also have an audio lure which will make its way from your office to wherever you send it to. Every animatronic in the lure's AoE will follow it for an undetermined amount of time, which comes very handy later, by the way. The hack ability will probably be your best friend for the first few nights. It will forcibly move an animatronic to where you want it to go. This ability is great if you know who's closest to you, but chances are in the later night, hacking will go by the wayside, because you tell me who's who here. Other than the defensive abilities of the MPM trademark, we've got the main goal to complete for the night. Turning on the conveyor belt, we've got a random stream of boxes lettered from A to E. You need to match the lettered box to the corresponding conveyor belt. And each quota of 4 boxes gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Once you reach your quota, the night ends. But what if the defensive measures in the MPM trademark don't hold the animatronics back? What if they make it to your office? Well, this night, Popo will show up at your window. Flash your light at him and he retreats. To the right of the office is where you reboot your defensive devices. To my knowledge, the only ability that fully crashes is the hack ability. Every other one will just slowly degrade when used and will need rebooting when they reach 0. Hold on. Ring ring. Hello, what's that? Another Jolly game mechanic that makes a night needlessly hard? Okay. Every time you turn on your conveyor belt, it turns on conveyor belts on the warehouse floor. Because of this, the animatronics can actually ride these and go straight to your office. This night, since there's only Popo, it's not the worst thing in the world, but oh man, if this didn't give me a headache later on. Now that we're done with our shift, we gain access to the shop and jobs tabs in the menu. The shop is full of trinkets and doodads you can buy with extra cash. The jobs tab is how you actually acquire said cash. And let me tell you, when I messed up, I definitely messed up. What you're supposed to do when you're ready for the next night is to click the next shift button. I just ended up doing every optional job and making bank. So while I'm doing that, I'll quickly go over each mechanic for these side tasks as fast as possible. The first minigame has you driving a forklift where the goal is to organize each box on the corresponding shelf. Popo is attacking you from behind. Flash your light if you don't hear breathing and hold your breath if you do. The next job is very similar to Papers, Please, where you need to make sure the shipping information on the boxes are correct or not. Yum appears behind you, and if you hear breathing, hold your breath. If you don't, flash your light. Once you clear 50 boxes, your game is complete. The third minigame has you controlling a virtual forklift. Bring each box to the designated labeled areas. Behind you, if you hear breathing, hold your breath. To your left and right, Jolly can appear. Flashing your light will cause him to retreat. In the middle, Hetty is slowly advancing. Flashing your light at her will slow her down. The final night is my favorite job, which requires you to match the ID number with the numbers below. Each number is quickly cycled through, making you have to time it to get it right. Behind you is Twirly. You know the drill. If you hear breathing, stop breathing. Flash your light to stop her attack. Okay, I hope I said that quick enough. How'd I do, future me? not good. Entering night 2, I had a max upgraded flashlight and max upgraded reboots. Oopsies. This night introduces Popo and a higher box quota. The way you repel Popo is the exact same way you repel Yum, just shine your light at him through the window. And let me just note, even though I have the max upgraded flashlight, it still is pretty terrible, barely being able to survive a full sweep of the large window. Other than that, night 2 is a complete breeze. Night 3, however, is when things get interesting. Alongside Popo and Yum is Hetty. Shining your light at Hetty won't repel her position. Instead, you must hide under the desk and avoid her arm reaching for you. It's a pretty neat visual, however, it is part of a core problem this game has that I'll talk about in the later night. The game at this point is also getting pretty long, with the quota reaching 100 boxes.
Damn it. Damn it.
Twirly's here too, apparently. If she appears in your office window, look left to right to avoid her stare under the desk. By the way, between each of these nights, I've been grinding out the ID printer job to max out each of the upgrades. Each of the defensive upgrade abilities just slow down the way they deteriorate, so I really never had to use the reboot panel other than when the hack ability messes up. Night 4 is when things become a little hairy. Since Jolly is introduced, we've got every threat coming at us this time. And this night took, yeah, a pretty long time to figure out. The issue with this game is the way you prevent yourself from dying by the animatronics. Jolly acts the same way as Hetty and Twirly. You have to avoid them while hiding under the desk. And all 3 of these animations are great to watch. They're very well done. However, that's just the issue. This is what I like to call YouTuber bait. Let's be honest, no one actually plays FNAF fan games. Everyone just watches them and judges. If the game looks interesting enough to the public view, it doesn't actually have to play good. This is the same thing I believe happened with Jolly 3 Chapter 2. It looks great, but plays like you're piloting the sinking Titanic. Each time Jolly, Hetty, or Twirly shows up, it takes so long for their little show to end, it just prolongs the night. And because the way to keep them at bay from the office is unreliable at best, this night just takes forever. And it's hard. I don't know if I'm just incompetent or what, but good lord. I just fucking checked. I couldn't even get close to beating this night. What? So I can see why my previous script for this game sucked. I was incredibly salty and just done playing this game. So, like, I don't get it. I fucking hate this game.
It's such a waste of time.
I ended up doing what I do best and tried skipping past this night. However, the code was encrypted, so that was already off the table. I then sought out how to exploit the abilities. Hacking was also off the table since it would break so frequently. Cameras are seriously useless, and the audio lure was my ticket. Spamming the audio lure to the top right corner of the building made it so all the animatronics would funnel to this side of the map and stay there until I was able to complete the night.
Wait, that fucking worked.
This same strategy made Night 5 extremely easy, allowing me to beat it on my first try. And with that, we get the plaque of incompletion. Awesome. And also an end night cutscene.
Great.
Hey there, Kevin Johnson here.
Okay, for the scene. Yeah, play it.
Look, let's just cut to the chase here. I'm dying. I ordered Phase 1 Soul Captivation Project, and it turned out great. I'm now initiating a Phase 2 of that project, which is a test of my ability of using an animatronic robot to preserve human life. If this project works, you'll see my brain embedded to an endoskeleton skull. That is all. End of memo.
Don't worry, everything is all in place now.
Phase 2 will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Why would you, of all characters, want to be put in Hetty?
The end cutscene, I think, infers the whole reason the Jolly 1 animatronics were created was to preserve or reanimate life through them, probably caused by the existence of Eric seemingly being alive in the classic Jolly suit. meaning there must have been a sort of missing children's incident or something similar involved with Jolly 1 animatronics that we don't actually know about. I also don't know if this game retconned the visuals for the new animatronics, just because the beginning of the phone call and the end cutscene implies these are the same animatronics from the first Jollibees location. But I also think the Cave Johnson guy put himself into the Hetty suit, which couldn't have worked because, you know. So I'm not really sure what's happening here. Long story short, the reason for the animatronics from Jolly 1 and beyond in the timeline are built for the purpose of preserving life. But this isn't canon anymore because of the copyright takedown, so who knows if this is going to be relevant in Jolly 4. And yeah, that's the Jolly series. I can see where the popularity of this game comes from. There's a ton of effort thrown into these games, whether it be visually, audibly, or even gameplay. This series definitely lives up to the hype I've seen in the FNAF community. For fun, to end this video, I thought I'd rank each of these games. Starting with the bottom, we have, of course, Jolly 2. There is just a lot to be desired here. The gameplay is just buggy and enraging. Constant game crashes alone are the good reason for this game to be down here. Which is a shame, because the vibe this game admits is just great. Good thing is, it does lead to better games down the road. And in 5th place, we have Jollibees Phase 2. The slam dunk this game should have been had me feeling like there could have been way more. I appreciate the more fresh approach towards the Five Nights at Freddy's formula, however, it just missed the mark for me. Again, this could completely be I'm an idiot type issue, but I could not make this game flow like others do. It's ridiculously hard and the nights take forever, which is why I think it sits comfortably at place number 5. Now at 4th place, we've got Jolly 3 Chapter 2. The main gripe I had with this game is the monotony. There's no major switch up in terms of gameplay throughout the nights. There was never a newly introduced animatronic, gameplay mechanism, or hell, lore to the story. The nights were completely dull. After the main core of the game, we did get some interesting lore and puzzles, but it just wasn't enough to sway my opinion. Next up in 3rd, we've got Jolly. For the first game in the series, it holds up surprisingly well. I like the environment, the atmosphere, and the gameplay didn't make me want to die. It's a completely competent and nicely put together game. I have no issues with it other than it's just dated and most of the mechanics aren't useful. I think it's solid within 3rd place. 2nd place for my Jolly game list is Jollibees. Although it has its issues, or, you know, the one issue, the virus, I can say with confidence this is probably one of the best FNAF fan games I've played. It's incredibly satisfying when you're able to ward off all the enemies that are attacking you and can put you in a really fun flow state. Although that wouldn't happen all the time thanks to you-know-who, but when it did, it genuinely impressed me. Now for my number 1 Jolly game. Jolly 3 Chapter 1. What an amazingly crafted game. I was completely compelled while playing it. The night gameplay loop is fun, the after night segments open up the world building and story like no other, and are also it's just a fun game. If you want to play a Jolly game, I'd urge you to play this if you haven't. It's a completely great time. And we've finally reached the end of this video. I cannot tell you how bad of an idea this was to make. I mean, look at when I last uploaded. However, I learned a ton about editing and time management while making this, so I can guarantee you my next videos are going to be even better. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon.